Good morning, friends. Welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going to talk about a tool of social work that is known as home visit. In the field of social work, home visit plays a very pivotal role for the social workers to collect data from the home and to stay connected with the home. So, if you look at a social work profession, the work is very much involved with working with clients, whether by applying the method of casework or group work or community organization or social work research or social welfare administration or social action. Whenever we apply any method of social work, we follow certain skills, principles, certain values of social work. Now, today, in the context of home visit, I shall be very much focusing about why home visit is necessary, what is the basic purpose of home visit, what are the objectives of home visit, what are the principles of home visit, and what are the skills that are required for a social worker to do a good home visit. So when a social worker works with the client, the study of the emotional, social, and physical aspects of family is also very much necessary to plan the treatment effectively. So it is used by the social worker to gather information about the client from the family. Home visit is very much necessary to collect information from the family regarding the client's situation, regarding the client's problem. So it helps the social worker to understand the problem in a holistic manner. So three basic questions have to be kept in mind in the context of home visit. The first one is, who is the client? The second one is, how is the client served? And the third one is, what is the role of the social worker in home visit? So these three questions need to be asked very pertinently so that we can get certain information and the social worker can get a holistic idea about the client's problem, the client's situation in the family, and he has also to interact with the family members. So once Bernard states that by making home visits, one sees the environment in which the patient lives or the client lives, observes the family and other relevant social interactions at first hand, and develops a fuller diagnostic understanding of the patient for appropriate treatment planning. So for the planning of treatment also, it is very much necessary to have home visit. So dear friends, with this background, I welcome you all to my channel, and I'm going to talk about as I was mentioning, first about the purpose of home visit. So why home visit is necessary? First, to get detailed information about the client and his family. So through home visit, the social worker gets detailed information about the client and his family. He tries to collect maximum information about the client as well as the family. Why family? Because many a times the problem of the client is rooted in the family environment. So it is very, very important to understand the family situation for proper kinds of treatment. Then secondly, persuading the patient to utilize the services to the maximum extent. So social worker also tries to persuade the patient to utilize the services to the maximum extent, to the highest level. Social worker also by visiting home tries to educate the family members in matters of health and illness. And through home visit, social worker also tries to strengthen the ties between the client in the institution and the family. So the social worker works in an institution, and that institution provides services to the client, and through home visit, social worker tries to strengthen these ties between the institution, the social welfare agency, and the family. Then another purpose of home visit is to facilitate rehabilitation of the discharged clients from institution. So those clients who are discharged from the social welfare agency, how they can be rehabilitated properly. That is another part or important purpose of home visit. Sometimes family therapy and aftercare services have to be carried out uh, by the family members also sometimes. And after the discharge of the patient, the family therapy and aftercare services are necessary, and home visit provides opportunities to go for such family therapies and aftercare services. Now I shall be talking about some of the basic principles of home visit. The first one, family support should enhance the ability of families to work toward their own goals and deal effectively with their own problems. Secondly, home visit or home-based intervention should be individualized based upon an assessment of the social, psychological, cultural, educational, economic, and physical or healthy characteristics of family. The next, a home visitor must be responsive to the immediate needs of the families as well as to their long-term goals. So a home visitor should not only focus on the immediate goals, rather he should focus on both the immediate goals as well as the long-term goals. Then a helping relation should be developed in collaboration with the home visitor and the family members. The family should be recognized as a social system, and intervention efforts directed at one individual within the family can influence other family members and can influence the overall family functioning. So, building a good family functioning is the key to all solving problems. So it is very much necessary to develop a social functioning of individuals as well as the family functioning. Now, what are the skills which are required by a social worker for home visit? So first thing is that a home visitor must be a patient listener. He should be a good listener. So if a home visitor goes to the home with an idea that he knows lot many things and he is there to educate the family members all the time, then that may not work. He has to be a good listener first. He should listen very carefully. He should listen very empathetically to the problems of the client as well as of the family members. Then the home visitor must be sensitive to verbal and non-verbal communication. So it's not only what the people say, what the family members talk, what the family members communicate through verbal means. Rather, the non-verbal communication, their gestures, postures, how do they react to a question, all these things have to be taken very seriously by the social worker. Then a home visitor must be able to assess difficulties being encountered by the family. So a good home visitor should have the qualities, should have the capabilities to assess the difficulties being encountered by the family. So the problems which are faced by the family, the kind of situations the family are passing through, that has to be assessed in a proper manner by the home visitor. He should have that skill. Then a home visitor should have the skill to promote those skills, knowledge, attitude, and environmental conditions that contribute to effective coping. Coping with the situation is very important, not only for a social worker or for a client, but for every individual living in the society in general. We all need to cope with different situations which are coming across in our life. So, a home visitor should promote those skills, knowledge, attitudes, and environmental conditions that contribute for effective coping mechanism. So it's basically about developing coping skills of the family members and of the client as well. So the home visitor should have the capacity to respond to the client's feelings and experiences as if they were his own. This means what? A social worker has to be empathetic. He should feel the pain, the suffering, the situation, and the circumstances of the client. It's not about just showing a sympathy, rather, he should have an empathetic attitude, and the home visitor must feel the pain and suffering of the client, and he should feel that he is passing through the same pain what the client is passing through, so that he can understand the problem in a better manner. The home visitor must be able to see a person with worth and dignity, commitment, understanding, non-judgmental attitude, and warmth. It means the first and foremost important thing is the social worker must give dignity, must give special worth to the client. There is no one in the society who is worthless. Everyone has an worth in the society. Everyone has a right to live with dignity in the society. And a social worker, to be very particular, a home visitor must be able to provide this dignity to the client. And he should not be judgmental. Very quickly, he should not judge the client. Many times, people in general in the society, they become judgmental. They quickly judge someone, looking at the person's dresses, looking at the person's attire, looking at a person's body language. Sometimes people judge very quickly without understanding the deeper feeling and the deeper problems the person is passing through. So everyone's situation is different. Everyone's socialization, everyone's uh, environment, everyone's situation are different. So we cannot judge a person on the basis of our own values and our own attitude. So a home visitor must give the dignity, and he should not be judgmental. Rather, he should try to explore more and more about the problems of the client so that he can plan for better treatment. Then the home visitor must be able to present himself or herself genuinely without presenting a fake. It should be very, very genuine. It's not like going to the family members, meeting the family member, just collecting data just for the sake of collection of data and information. Rather, he should be a genuine person who is there to help the family members, who is there to help the client, who is there to help the persons who are passing through such problems. So, dear friends, today basically I try to focus on home visit, which is an important tool of social work profession, and it plays a very, very important role in the methods of social casework, social group work, to be more particular. So thank you very much for listening to today's lecture, and please subscribe to my channel for more updates. Thank you very much.